record. Okay. So I wanted to talk about, I titled the call about marketing through July and August, but I really want to tie it back into how we market with the Daily Vitals. Because to be quite transparent, I'm pretty sure all of you are sitting here feeling like right now, because I am, and it's like beyond. And I used to get very kind of, I don't want to say overwhelmed, because I don't let myself use that word. I used to get quite scattered with all of these things launching and be like, man, I wish they didn't do all this stuff at once because it's hard. So I want to reframe it for you, kind of how I reframe it and how I look at marketing with the Daily Vitals. So it's not kind of separate things, or it's not like, because there's a lot going on with our company right now, right? And instead of looking at it as, woe is me, like let's look at this as opportunities, right? It just means they're always giving us something to share. You guys, I'm sure everyone's seen their paychecks, like the volume between going from Energize to MBF to now Bevy to then a second launch of MBF to then MBF. I mean, it's like amazing. And then Salted Caramel Shakeology, like my paychecks have never been higher. And I mean, working my hiney off for it. But it's great that they're always handing us something. But I want to reframe it in, okay, how do we put all the pieces together and really just look at what we're doing in context of our Daily Vitals? So yes, we have MBF, yes, we have Bevy, yes, we have Summit, and yes, we have Team Cup, which why they launched the registration today is like beyond. You could have waited till next Monday, but that's okay. So for those of you who are new, you might not know what Team Cup is. They do that, and I want to say they tend to do it in the slower months, like the technically slower months. There's never a reason to have a slow month. I've had my best months in some of the slow months, but in February and August usually, and it's where you can make teams of 5. And there's a point system. So for every Success Club points, for rank advancements, etc. during the Team Cup, you earn points. And then there's prizes for that. So you can have 5 coaches on a team, not more than 1 star diamond. And there's some rules. But so I'm going to get through this week, and then we will register teams. Okay, we're going to pair up. But I'm not going to do it this week because we have until the 31st to register. And it's just want to focus on what we have to focus on right now. But okay, so we know we have a lot to market between all of this stuff, and we know we have Daily Vitals. So how do I look at this? And maybe this will help you. So first of all, our first vital is be a product of the product, right? So, okay, let's take a look at what products we have. We don't need to be marketing Salted Caramel Shakeology anymore because it's sold out. So you don't need to be marketing that. In terms of products, like new products, we have MBF and we have Bevy. So I ordered both flavors of Bevy because, of course, it's our job to try them and to be able to give honest feedback to people, because there's no way we could tell people about them without doing that. So I hope everyone on this team ordered both flavors of Bevy today. And if not, I hope you do after you get off this call. And then MBF, maybe it's your jam, maybe it's not. The way I feel about programs then when they come out, you have to stay true to your journey, right? So being a product of the product, you guys, is doing whatever program is speaking to you at the right time. There's always a lot of hype around doing the new programs, and I get it. And I have really successful launches when I dive into that. But if it doesn't feel authentic to you, you don't have to do it. Any program you have to a new client is going to be new. Right? Someone who's not your client is going to be new. We definitely want to be aware of the new things and talk them to our current clients, because just because something's not right for me doesn't mean it's not right for somebody else. But when you're thinking about your Daily Vitals and that being a product of the product, if you're showing up, if you're following an eating plan, if you're following a workout plan, you are still being a product of the product. So you share that every day. Like I'll reference when the work came out. I was at the point where I needed the ultimate reset. I was like, I can't even exercise one more day or I will die. My legs wouldn't hold me up the stairs. And the work came out. It would have been the stupidest thing if I ever said, I'm going to go do the work and market it because this is what's coming out. I literally needed like 3 weeks of yoga and eating well. And I needed like 4 more weeks of yoga after that so that I could prepare myself for Bar Blend, because that was more in the mood that I was for. And yes, I did the work and I did it later, like, in February, or I can't even remember when I did it. But so the thing of it is, I don't want anyone to feel like they have to be doing every new program that comes out, because sometimes they will overlap. Like Bar and the work came out. You can't do both, right? So it's okay. You are a product of the product if you are drinking your shake and following a workout program and sharing that. But that being said, it's still our obligation to understand the programs, to know about them, and still offer them and talk to them to our current clients, because just because something's not right for me doesn't mean it's not right for someone else, right? Like I had someone in my group doing the work when it launched in VIP early access, and she was sharing it in the group. And if I hadn't talked to her about it, she might not have tried it, right? So it's still important to know. It's our job to know everything, but it's not our job to do every program at the same time. You can't. So your workouts are genuine to your journey. So yes, we have MBF. Yes, we still have 10 rounds in early access. Yes, we still have the fixed real time that people might love to do. So I don't want you to feel like if you were in the middle of the program and you didn't want to drop it for MBF, like it's okay. I mean, you have to be in the right place. So that part is your journey, but following an eating plan, sharing your nutrition, sharing your workout program, whatever it is, essential part of your daily vitals. And then to me, product of the product is also like coaching, right? So we're a product of coaching. So you're going to share, I think of being a product of the product, like sharing my daily vitals in my stories and things like that, like the things that I do. If you're going to be kind of sneak peeking coaching to people, like a sneak peek, this is a day in the life of what a coach does. Like this is like as a health and fitness person, we're sharing our workout and our nutrition, but as a coach, you want to be sharing every day what it is that a coach does in little snippets. I'm not saying every day you're sharing like everything, but share part of your PD because that will motivate people. Share what you do. Like that's what people are looking to us for, that inspiration. So the next vital is connect, invite, and follow up. So here's the thing about that. It all works in conjunction. Then that's why that whole section is that way on the tracker. So adding new people to your network daily, 3 to 5 people. I try and do 15 to 20 because we all complain when we have no one to invite, right? I have nobody to invite. You're looking through your list. I can't, there's no one to invite. It means you're not filling your funnel. So if you think that adding to your network is a pain, you need to reframe that in your mind because it's actually going to make your life easier when you have people. So if you send a friend request and someone accepts it, you then send them a message and say, hey, thanks so much for accepting my friend request. I saw we both know so-and-so, or whatever the reason is that you friend requested them. I saw we have this and this in common. Like, how do you know her? Or whatever you want to say to strike the conversation. Because not only does it begin conversation in private message, the way the algorithms work, at least on Facebook, is once you're in private message, your stuff is going to show up in their feed more often, right? So you have to be adding to your network. And then having your stuff show up in your feed, right, means you have to have good quality stuff on your feed. You have to share being a product of the product on your feed, in your stories and on your feed. Because when you go to make that invite, it needs to make sense. So my invite lately has been, hey friend, like, I don't know if you've seen what I've been doing or talking about my stories, but I'm loving this new program. I'm only 1 week in and my core is already the sorest it's ever been of all of my workouts. And I want to just help as many people as possible. Again, I've been wording it like Josh Coates. Adrian went live, shared that little snippet today. But if I said that and they went to my stories or they went to my page and I had no posts about this new program that I'm doing or no stories about this new program I'm doing, the invite doesn't make sense. So when you show up in people's inbox to make an invite towards something, they're definitely going to go check you out before they even respond, right? So you have to be making sure you're doing the things, adding to your network so you have people to invite, making the connection first, you guys, because people do business with people they know, like, and trust. So you have to build that trust factor. That's why you have to get in their inbox and have a conversation. And the other way to build trust is credibility in the fact that when they go to your page, they see a representation of who you are, right? What is the message you want people to know when they come to your page? Like, what is the general feel? If they visit your page, think of it like a store or a magazine. What feeling do you want them to leave with? I get a certain feeling when I walk into Marshall's or Target, and I get a different feeling when I walk into Lowe's or Home Depot, right? Because one of them is kind of my jam and one of them is kind of not. So think about that on your page. Like if someone's going to go walk into your page or your storefront and scroll it, like what do you want them to leave with that feeling? Is it going to be something worthwhile enough for them to open your message and talk back to you? So an invite is no good if you have not built up a relationship first or in some sort of interest in them first. So business is built on the speed of trust. So yes, you're adding to your network. Yes, you're going to invite, but in between has to come the relationship building part. So you build that trust and credibility. The other way to build credibility is to be consistent and show up daily. And that doesn't mean you're sharing like a sweaty selfie of your workout daily. It means you're showing up and sharing a part of you and your brand daily. Because what do people think of? If I say soda, what do you think of? Pepsi and cola. If I say cars, what do you think of? Like Honda and Toyota. Why? Because they're all over and they're in our face all the time. They're consistent. Like I know those brands are not going away. If I get some weird like left field thing, it might be the newest trend, but I'm like, that's going to fade out. I want the brand that's showing up and that's consistent. So that's why being in your stories 10 times a day, 5 to 10 times a day, being on your page, one good quality post per day is so important. And again, like I said, you have to be product of the product and share it for your invite to make sense, but you also have to show up and build that know, like, and trust factor for your invite to be meaningful to them. And for them, and I want everyone to remember this statement. It's not about closing a sale, it's about building a relationship. 99.999% of the time, you're going to get a no, and not right now, or an objection first. And don't get upset about that. That's the norm. That's how you handle those is how successful you will be in your business. The more you handle them, the more comfortable you get, just like anything else. So if you don't feel comfortable handling objections, go into our team page. We have a unit on there. Go into YouTube and Google like how to handle a cost objections, Beachbody or something. I mean, we talked about it up the wazoo, but until you start speaking it and saying it, then it's harder to get over it. So you have to remember that we're not about closing a sale. We're about building the relationship. So if they say no, you're going to invest in them. Ask why. Not in a way, I always say, I'm not asking you this in any way to convince you that this is right for you. I just love to know how other women are helping meet their health and fitness goals. Would you mind sharing? Like, that's it. Something simple, because then they're like, oh, she's invested in me. And then if they say not right now, or no, I know it means really not right now. So in between, I'm going to continue to work on building that relationship, because I want the relationship to be open for the re-invite in a month or two, saying, I know last time it wasn't the right time for you. I totally get it, but I know a lot can change in a month, and I have this new group starting or this new program coming out, and I wanted to see if you would be interested in it. So again, that's why you're not going into your messages and your invites with the goal of closing a sale. You're going into it with the goal of building the relationship. And of course, if they send an objection, you're going to try to handle it. If they still say no, we just know they need time, and they need time to watch you more, which is all the right more reason to have good quality content consistent on your page and in your stories. We are not product pushers. We are in transformations and not transactions. So you always have to think about that with people. You're going to help them have a transformation, and that transformation needs to start in the mind. So half the time, if they're saying no, it's because they're doubtful of themselves. They're not doubtful that what we have is going to work because they see you doing it and they know it works. They're doubtful if they're going to commit to it. They're doubtful if they're going to stick to it because they've tried a million things. So usually that comes from them. So I always think about every conversation I have with people as starting the transformation. So I'm starting their transformation to the yes. So when someone says no or not right now, I'm still there talking to them to start their transformation to the belief in themselves enough that they can say yes. And then when they say yes, it's my job to start that transformation to start getting results with our programs. And it's all up here, you guys. Okay, so that leads me to number 3 of our vitals, which is getting people results. So first, your own, of course, first and foremost. Second is that of your clients. And then you want to remember too, the way you continue to build your business is by getting people results, by sharing those results, and then by having the people themselves share it. So every Tuesday, if you're not sharing your own transformation, share somebody else's, either in our team or a client of yours. If you don't have them yet, go to the team, go to Beachbody's page, whatever it is that you want to do. But share that. Ask the people in your group, the clients that you're working with, hey, you're doing amazing. Do you have any friends and family that would love to come along and do this with us? The more, the merrier. And in considering the fact that we are in MBF and anyone that signed up so far has signed up as discount coaches, they all got 3 promo codes for $10 off. And so I want to pop some emeralds this week. So I went and messaged everybody and I said, I'm so excited. You would have gotten a separate email with 3 promo codes. So can you think of any friends and family who would like to join us? We can offer them that $10. They can jump in the group with you and I, and they would love to do it alongside with you. So I've already had some people like, yeah, I'll think about it. My mom might, or I've been talking to so-and-so. If I didn't ask that, they probably wouldn't have shared with me that they've been talking to somebody about what they're doing. So that's a great way for those of you looking to build your organization right now, or build up to diamond or emeralds on your team, to ask anybody that signed up for MBF with you right now, even if they just signed up for the discount themselves, who would they like to bring along? What friend would they like to do this with? And especially at the end of this 3 weeks when they get their results, for sure. They still have those promo codes and they're still very, very, very active. Then you share their story, you share their transformation, or you ask them to share it. In your groups, you can do posts about asking people to share to their own personal page something about the group and how it's changed them, or the program and how it's changed them. And then you can ask people for testimonials, like ask people in your group for testimonials that you can share. So getting people results, super important. So when you're thinking about any product launch, like we have MBF, think about that now. You know, Bevy is going to be another one that, again, down the road when people start to use it, you can think about the results that people are, so that the results don't always come from just the workouts, right? They come from using the shakes or using the Energize or using whatever. So ask people the results they're getting from any one of our products or programs that they're doing. And then lastly, PD. So maybe right now with all of the things that we have going on, you're thinking, wow, I'm so, the O word, overwhelmed. There's so much, right? So maybe you focus your PD on time management. Maybe you go reading Eat That Frog, because that's a great one for all the never ending to-dos, right? It helps you get stuff done. Maybe you read Everything is Figure Outable because you're like, man, I feel like I have questions all the time, all day. I don't know what to do. So you read Marie Forleo's Everything is Figure Outable, and you get that empowerment of like, oh, I got this. I can Google search anything or figure it out. Maybe you are not knowing how to share your story in a way that is the storytelling way of the days. So maybe you pick up Kendra's Hall's Stories That Stick. Maybe you need the entrepreneur roller coaster because you're like, man, this is up and down and I wasn't expecting this when I signed on. So maybe you look for a book on that. So when our phases change in our business, when things get kind of busy and that kind of stuff too, you might need to pivot your PD, right? That's like the word of the year, pivot, right? That everyone's using. So maybe you need to like pause one piece of PD that might not be right for you at the moment and go to something else. And then the other thing is you always want to be referring back to that calendar, right, that I have on for July where things are starting, and so what you're marketing. I'm not gonna lie, I did nothing for Bevy because I was like in the middle of MBF. I'm like, I'm not gonna go hyping everything. I actually forgot today was a launch, like an idiot, but that's okay. So I posted in my group last night at like 8 p.m. when I realized it. I posted again this morning. I posted it's about to go live because people don't need to think about stuff that much. So you're never behind the 8 ball to just take action and do something. But do know, when I put that July calendar up, okay, here I'm marketing for like this Thursday, we have the coach opportunity call. So I'm going to make my posts more about coaching and what coaching has done for me. I'm going to invite people to that call. Next Thursday night, we have the challenge group one. So I'm going to invite people to that who are my no's or my maybes or not right now. And that way, in the beginning of the month, when you're getting the no's or the not right nows for coaching, you can invite them to that call. When you're getting the no's or not right now for the challenge group, you can invite them to that call. Then we have the free group. So when you get the no's and the not right nows, you can invite them to the free group. So that's why it's very important, especially with everything that's going on, that you just keep in mind like what's coming out and when. So yes, as you're marketing for MBF or as you're marketing for anything else and you're having conversations with people, you always have those like lists on the side, right? Okay, I'm going to come back to them later in the month. I'm going to set a follow-up for this date because I know that I would want to invite this person to X, Y, or Z. Does that make sense? Mm-hmm. Okay. So the big things we have, muscle burns fat. Yes, we know it started. Yes, we know it launched for us, but it's still going to launch for customers in 2 weeks, right? So keep sharing. And here's the thing again, commit, when a new program like this comes out, commit 100% to your journey, not only to prove what you're capable of, because we all kind of wax and wane whether we're like on or just in it. You know what I mean? Commit, because I love how they spaced out this launch with that much time because it's only a 3-week program. So you literally can complete it, have results to share to your page to then get that wave of customers that want to come. So commit for 3 weeks. Go all in for 3 weeks, right? It's only 3 freaking weeks, you guys. We're not talking about 100 days where it seems overwhelming. It's 3 freaking weeks. So commit, go in, because guess what's coming in your marketing plan on the 27th? The customer launch. So you want to have those results to share, and you want to share along the way. People aren't going to relate to just the after because they don't know how you got there, or they're going to see your picture and say, that's great, but she probably did some crazy workout I can't do. But if you're sharing MBF along the way, that they're only 30 to 5 minutes, and they're super fun and they're super fast. And yes, these moves challenge you, but they really weren't that impactful, or your core is engaged every day. Like the things that people want to hear, like think about your market. Think about the people that are watching you. Do they want quick workouts? Do they want core strengthening? Like what do they want? And how can you tie this program into that? So don't just like post it after at the end of the 3 weeks, talk about it throughout, you guys. It's breadcrumbing your story. Same with Bevy, like, hint in your stories, create curiosity. I probably might not even start hinting until I get it, because I don't really have anything to go by with this being brand spanking new. But you can talk about your excitement about it arriving in the mail, like after you ordered it. With Summit coming up, you guys. Okay, so Summit Week, this is new for all of us. Never, ever, ever have they done a virtual summit. So it is a little kind of, that's why I posted that post this morning in the team page of what is going on when, and then there's an FAQ where I'll tell you where to find stuff, because some of it's in Beachbody 411, some of it's in Beachbody Champions. Like the live stream workouts are going to be in BOD, but before the paywall, you guys. So that's the other thing. You're going to be able to share these with people. People can go before the paywall, like a sample workout, and do some of these summit workouts. So if you know people that maybe think they just want a taste of them or need a feeling of what coaching is or anything like that, you'll be able to share those. Think about posting a lot in your stories about coaching with Summit Week coming on. Like, what has coaching done for you? Think about maybe your transformation that you share this Tuesday is a coaching one. And we think about our personal transformation with coaching. We think about our financial and also like the emotional, right? So how can you wrap what coaching has done for you into these things to be able to share that during Summit Week and after? So Summit's a really cool, and it's different, of course, you guys, that it's virtual, but Kendra Hall is going to speak. She's amazing. Like, there's going to be all these great speakers. The keynote speakers are great. The trainings are great. So show up and share. That's it. There's no recipe to it. There's no exact, just show up and share. Because that's going to be important for people to understand that we still have community. And I was saying before the call that I almost apologize that I haven't made a bigger to-do about it than this is. My dad is on the road for some tests and treatment that I'm a little worried about, so I didn't want to plan anything like at my house, but we do have the Summit Recognition Awards coming at the end of the week, which I'm so excited about, you guys. So I posted that if you didn't see it in the team page. And so the prize is going to be, so Danielle LeBeau on our team got a Cricut, and so I am having her make, for everyone that wins that award, you're going to get a white insulated like Yeti type cup, not Yeti, but, and it's going to have our team logo on it. So I'm excited about those. So excited about those Spirit Awards. And then, like I said, Team Cup, we will worry about next week when we come down from all of this, because I know it's a lot, but I wanted to kind of reframe for you guys just how I always keep things tied into my 4 vitals. How can I share a piece of what's going on? You can't share everything every day. We are not here to throw up Beachbody on everybody, but how can I share a piece of what is going on every day? Breadcrumbs, right? And that's why stories are great, because you only get 1 post a day to your page, but you get a million stories. You get limitless stories. So you could post a little here and then show some family stuff, and then a little there and show some recreation stuff, and then show some coaching stuff, and then back to work stuff. So really I think utilizing your stories is huge when we have this much going on. And a little social media tip that will double your story watching, because I learned this in my like elite group. Like, how's everyone getting so many views on their Facebook stories? So they said you got to make that first picture like an eye-catching picture. And I used to just let them go in sequence, because I like upload my stories I have to save them from Instagram to go to my personal page, because Instagram's linked to my business. And they're like, show something with skin. So literally the past 2 days, I've just shown like my workout selfie. So 9 o'clock before I upload my stories, I delete everything from the day before. I make the first picture a picture of me, like an eye-catching picture, and then I'll start my morning routine. So it has nothing to do with like my flow of my day, and my story views have doubled. And that first picture stays until tomorrow morning when you do it again. So just a tip, give it a try, because if it's like a picture of your computer or a picture of your dog, like, nobody's going to watch your story, because it's different than Instagram, where they just have the circle to know you have a story, right? Here it's like a picture. So you want it to be an eye-catching picture. And so try it out. Just a little tip. All right. And I think that was everything I wanted to cover and say. So any questions, comments, anything?
Christina?
Yeah.
What is the difference that customers will pay when it launches for them, MDF, in 20 or whatever it is? Is there a difference?
No, there's no difference in the challenge pack cost.
Okay.
Your microphone is like really garbly. So there's no difference in the cost of a challenge pack, but I'm telling people it's 6 weeks and they're going to need a second month of their nutritionals. So say they're Shakeology and they're Energize and they're Recover. So a customer is not going to save 25% the next month. A coach is. So they're going to need it for the second round. So they're going to save 25% the next month. Also, I always tell them what are the perks of coaching? And I always describe that as like the Amazon Prime of Beachbody. So with Amazon Prime, you pay an annual, like I think it's like I don't even know how much it is now. It used to be $99, but it's like $120 or $30 for a year. So essentially that's like $10 a month when you break it down for somebody, just to get free shipping. So with ours, you pay $15 every month, $16, but then you get not only faster and less expensive shipping, you get access to all of our programs earlier. You get access to the coach trainer groups, like anyone, even a discount code, could be part of the group with Megan. And then you get 25% off all your product, which even though you pay the $15 fee, saves you money on the next round. So those are the benefits. So the out of cost is exactly the same, but if someone say were to buy it as a customer on the 27th, they have to wait till the 27th. And then if they decide, hey, I really like the Shakeology stuff, I want the discount, then they got to pay $40 for it, unless they sign up within, the 30 days of getting their pack, but then they got to fill out the reimbursement form. So I tell people, it's like no harm, no foul. Like order it now. You don't pay any more. It's not that, okay, do I pay less? You don't pay any more as a coach. You get to order it sooner. And then you're going to get a discount on the subsequent nutritionals that you need, the next month. And then in 2 months you can decide. But to me, once I have someone for 2 months, and if I've done my job in showing them the value of the programs and the discounts and the products, and maybe if they just got Shakeology, I send them samples of Energize and Beach Bars or something, then they want to keep their discount. So I always say, if you can get them in, because that's the thing, right? You need to experience it first, right? We all need to know how much we're going to love it. So I always say, you're going to want the discount because next month you're going to save $32 on your bag of Shakeology. You're going to save like $25 on your performance line. That's $55 minus the 15. There's $40 you're saving your second month. And then if you don't want to keep the coach account, you can cancel it. It's totally no big deal. So, but the price of challenge packs are always the same because the discount is in the pack. So that's why we don't get 25% off, because we're getting a $500 value with the pack in one. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay.
Thank you. Also, Christina, can you hear me okay now?
Now that's better, yeah.
Is Bevy for somebody who wants to just maintain their weight? Because it's so represented on the call today, as weight loss.
Yeah, it's definitely for someone who, just like anything that we do works for loss and maintenance. All of our programs, 2B Mindset, Ultimate Portion Fix, the workouts, the nutrition, the Shakeology, it's not, everything works for loss or maintenance. Losing or maintaining is a way bigger picture than one product or program. I always tell people that, losing, or you can adjust 2B Mindset to lose or maintain or gain. You can adjust Ultimate Portion Fix to lose, maintain, or gain. You can use Bevy for the same thing, to lose, maintain, or gain. I don't think it's technically like an appetite suppressant in the ingredients that are in it, stuff that's proven. So it might just help people maintain with more ease, right? Like some people are maintaining, but they're struggling to maintain and they're really fighting cravings or feeling like they have to deprive themselves or whatever. I'm not saying that's everyone, but it's to help you curb that kind of stuff. So if people are looking to maintain, I think it's just a key, a little, like they would stick to our meal plan or like they would stick to their workouts once they want to maintain.
How were you planning on incorporating it into your...
Yeah, Jenna.
You have to say. I'm really off. I have bad connection. Sorry.
Yeah, that's okay. Can you try that again? Sorry, I want to be able to answer, but... Or type it in the chat, maybe? Can you type it?
I was just curious how you are going to...
Are you asking how I'm going to share it? How am I planning? So I'm planning on using it probably once a day and not twice a day. And I have a huge sweet tooth. After every meal, I want chocolate. It's just my thing. So I might use it. I probably will use it after lunch, to tell you the truth, because after dinner, I always my routine is I have my little chia pudding for dessert. I do have a little something before bed, but after lunch, I always feel I want some, even though I'm full, I always want candy. That's just me. I just wired that way. So I plan on probably drinking one after lunch. And plus, I'm an Energize addict. I could drink 15 Energize per day. And I'm to the point where I just want that refreshing flavor in my water. So it's also going to help me with water intake. So I would probably talk to people about water intake as well. That some people struggle with that and not knowing really how to flavor it or like it, because a lot of those flavored waters have artificial sweeteners in there. So I probably will use it once a day after lunch. That's my plan. But that's kind of why I want to share it. And if you're looking for a nutrition label, go into the FAQ. It's all in there. That's how I found there's only 8 milligrams of caffeine too. So it's not, because I have someone that's very sensitive to caffeine and she can't do Energize. So I just went and looked at the FAQ. And there's only 8 milligrams, which is nothing, because Energize has 100, and that's basically equivalent to 1 coffee. It's green tea leaf extract. So I know there was green tea phyto somethings in here, which is what is always green tea is good for kind of keeping your appetite down. And so, but it's not the caffeine part really of the green tea. So just go look at that. If you haven't gone in, not the FAQ, I'm sorry, go to Grow My Business, Product Tools and Shareable Media, Bevy, and then there's the details there. And that's why I say, like, that's one I'm probably, since it's brand new, I probably won't be sharing a ton until I start using it. You know, I get it. It's also, I wanted to try both flavors because people are always asking flavor preference on everything. So like the Energize, you know, they want flavor on the Hydrate. So if you haven't tried those things, it's really important to try those things. Anything else? Take a picture.
So I'm curious, Christina, you said that your views doubled since you changed your stories up and put a selfie there first. So about how many views do you get now?
Not a lot. I'm not a lot. Like I was like, for my most busy story, like my morning ones, I was probably around 100, and then they've been closer to 200. But like when I go through to invite in the morning, it's easy peasy. I got lots of people to invite. So to me that was, and I don't want, like, some of the girls in one of my elite groups are like, oh, we got like 700, but they don't do anything. You can't do anything with I'm not like going through 700 people every day. So I don't know how they get I don't hashtag my Facebook stories, which I don't really know if hashtags are a thing on Facebook. Like I said, I'm not that social media savvy, but you don't need, like, to me, like, I feel like I'm proof that, like, you don't need, it's not about how many people, right? It's just about the connection. So I just want more people to connect with. I can't connect with about 700 people a day. So I don't care if my numbers are that high, but having more viewers, like especially the past 2 days, gave me more new people. Because I was around 100, but it was the same damn people, and half of them were my customers, you know?
Yeah,
Like,
exactly.
so it was really, like, so that extra
That's what
100
I found.
people, you know, and again, it's helping because I'm also friend requesting people every day, so that I'm going to come up in their story feed. And if it's an eye-catching picture, so I had a bunch of new conversations the past 2 days. So again, this is how it's going to work. Now my stuff is going to come in their feed. I'm making really good posts every day. I'm sliding into their DMs. You know, and I like when people are viewing my stories, because I might send them a first message that says like, hey, thanks so much for watching my stories. Appreciate your support. Are you into health and fitness too? Right. And then in a week, I might just pop in and say, hey, morning, hope you have a great day. Cause it's just like a casual, you know, and then the next week is when I might say, you know, I want to thank you for your continued support of my stories. I don't know if this would even interest you, but, and then they've been watching them. So, you know, they know what you're talking about. It is like, to me, the easiest invite process. Within like a week, I feel comfortable inviting them, like a week or two. Because now they've been in my house. They've watched me work out. They've watched my kids. They know what I'm eating and drinking, right? That's pretty personal. Like,
Okay, good.
yeah. So, I mean, I don't want anyone to feel like you have to have like a gazillion followers or anything. Listening to a bunch of PD books. I started listening to a bunch. I do, I listen to a lot of podcasts. I don't listen to actually books on PD. Like, I'm reading The Miracle Equation right now by Hal Elrod. And then I have like a podcast challenge going in our group. I do, listed. I thought you said, okay, I thought you wrote listening. My bad, sorry. I feel like this is like, what is that? Charades. Yes. So listed. So a couple of my favorite, for if you're feeling overwhelmed with to-dos and like never getting everything done, read Eat That Frog by Brian Tracy, and read it now. It will change your life. It talks about really prioritizing your things, A, B, C, D, E, and don't you dare do an E before an A, and you do those hardest things first. And I promise you, change your life. And it was basically just said, like, what I needed someone to tell me at the time was like, dude, you're never going to get it all done. So why are you even, that's crazy. Stop thinking that. And I was like, it like gave me permission to not do everything. I was like, oh, thank you. Thank you, Brian Tracy. Now tell me what I do. And it was like, so it was just, you do the most important thing. So it's just your job to like list out what you have to do, and then I need to do, would be nice if I could do, could wait till tomorrow. Like, that's kind of how I structure every day. Cause I tell you, I could work this job without sleeping 24/7. Like, I just could. There's so much to do, but that's not human, and you would burn out, right? So you have to do the things that are most important on any particular day, and that can shift, which is why I think it's a great idea at night to write out what you need to do tomorrow, because it brain dumps so that you can sleep. And then in the morning, you can just get right to those most important things. So like I use my planner is always on my desk, and I have one that's just like Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and it's lined. And I do have oh yeah, can you see it? Like I have a month. So like already for tomorrow, I wrote down like the top things I have to do. Cause I know if I get, and it doesn't include like my invites, like that's a given, but I know I have to like plan a newsletter for the business opportunity call Thursday. I know I have to like make a post because it's my anniversary, which I forgot. Like, I just know I have whatever. I know I have to, like today it was to plan the team call, and it was to send like whatever it is, the bevy things. Like that was more important to get bevy links out there than to plan my free group in 2 weeks. You know what I mean? Where a lot of people will check the things off the bottom of the list. So Eat That Frog is good. What else did I say? Oh, Everything is Figure Outable. That's Marie Forleo. That's really, really good. It just kind of gives you that take the bull by the horns. Entrepreneur Roller Coaster, just about, the Stories That Stick is Kendra Hall. I can see if I can find, I had a document in, gosh, is it in your welcome? Did you get go search your email for the coach welcome that you got from me, from my MailChimp, and I'm 99% sure there is a list. Oh, Explain Their Purpose. Just search that yourself. Like just go to find a title on Amazon and read the reviews in the description, what it's about. You're welcome. And again, the Google search bar is your friend. If you're like, I need a PD book on overcoming fear, just Google personal development on fear. And you might find that Fear is My Homeboy. I know some people are reading that. That's not one of my jams.
Oh, you know what I'm reading? Hang on.
Thank you.
My assistant.
Your daughter.
Feel the
fear.
Yeah. Feel the fear, do it anyway.
Nice.
That's a good one. Almost done with this one.
Right. So you have to tailor it to your needs. Like I have no fear of like anything, like putting myself out there or whatever. Like that's not so it's like I tend to read more things like on unwavering belief and like really my mindset and that. So it's like you have to go for where you need. And like I loved, like I said, when I'm looking, like the Success Principles was great too. When I was just feeling like, what are the basic things like I just need to be doing, or if I need focus, like you just have to figure out what you need. Jen Sincero's like You Are a Badass is really good if you're doubting like your abilities or your capabilities. Oh, look at that.
I'm slowly making progress.
Yay.
Me too.
Nice. Yeah, Jen Sincero's good. She's got a few good ones. What else do I have? Let me open the drawer books. And Jenna, you can borrow anything I have because I have this whole Go Giver for like a giving mentality. This is good with your business. This is kind of how I approach my business. Just give, and you shall receive. Jenna, you weren't part of the team, but this drawer was locked for like 18 months when I moved to my house because it was a locked freaking drawer and my kids lost the key. And I was like, I kept referencing my PD books and going to grab them for the team. And I was like, I can't get to them. And I finally had to have our neighbor come I'm not calling a locksmith for a freaking drawer with books. And my neighbor's like, I can take care of that.
Daring Greatly by Brene Brown is really good.
Yeah, and Grant Cardone, I love him. Like Be Obsessed or Be Average and the 10X Rule. But this guy, if you're going to listen to anyone on Audible, you listen to Grant Cardone. He's like Josh Coates on freaking energized crack. Like he will light a fire in your butt like no other. And he reads it and he's amazing. So 10X Rule, Be Obsessed or Be Average are great. Brian Tracy's No Excuses. And like I said, Jenna, I have highlights all over and I would want them back, but if you want any of these.
Get Over Your Damn Self.
Yeah, Get Over Your Damn Self is a good one for fear. The Slight Edge, this reminds me a lot of the compound effect. So once I started reading it, I'm like, I kind of read this in compound effect form, but it's the same idea. So if you really like the compound effect, this is a good one, like those little things to do to give you the slight edge. The 12-week year is another good one. It's talking about breaking down your goals. Like people give themselves like a year to meet a goal. It's like, let's break it down to 12 weeks. Like, what are we going to do in this 12 weeks to help make you like efficient at that? Yeah, and honestly, this is amazing. It's long, but like the first, 2/3 of it are like Rock Your World. This is The Success Principles by Jack Canfield. This is a great one too. I think towards the end I was like, okay, like I need to break my brain from this. But he's the author of like the Chicken Soup books, like the Chicken Soup. He's amazing. Yeah, so look at this. I've got 2 copies of the Compound Effect, so I had to buy another one when my drawer was locked. A bonus copy. It's always good to have a backup of your book, right? But yeah, so again, like when I need something for PD, I'll just kind of like Google like a book on this or whatever, and throw it out there in the team, because like in the team page, always everyone's read a million different books. Like that's also what a lot of like in the leader threads and stuff people will do, is be like, what are you guys reading for PD right now? I want something for this, and that's how I kind of landed on the miracle equation, which I like too. What else do I have in this other side? I've got something else. Brendan Bouchard is good. High Performance Habits. What else? Tony Horton actually really has a good one called The Big Picture. That was good. Built to Last by Keith Callahan. He's in our business. So if you feel like you want like a really like specific to Beachbody business book, this is excellent. It's really short. It's a quick read. Present over Perfect. It's another good one. Brene Brown has Dare to Lead if you're looking like leadership. So, and you can write them off, you guys. Write off your, like when you invest in PD books, keep it as an expense. Same with sneakers, which is why I have a significant problem. Is what it is. There's worse things, right? Yeah, anyway. Which actually, did you guys, oh, Melissa, I think I posted a comment on yours. So I probably, you might have seen this, you might have not. So my kind of like life business wellness coach was talking about like, what do you do to like, you know, reward yourself for your accomplishments? And I'm like, well, I always get myself, like if I want workout clothes and stuff, she's like, but something special. So I found this new pair of Nikes that I love, this Metcon 5 or whatever. So I went on the website and I customized myself some freaking Nikes, you guys. They're only $50 more than the regular. You can change the word on the tongue. So I wrote vibe up on it, like on my sneakers. So you guys, I'm not kidding. Like you know me, like we did a full ass like diamond retreat at the end of last year for people that hit diamond. We're doing prizes for this week. And I was like, oh my God. So the next prize that people are going to start getting is customized sneakers for our freaking team. So you know what I mean? Like this recognition is fun. Rewards for that kind of stuff is fun. I had no better time than when I treated my diamonds at the end of the year last year to our day. And so I want to plan an even bigger retreat at the end of this year. So when you have goals, like think about that too, you guys. That shit is just fun. And you need to reward yourself along the way too. So I encourage everybody to do that. You're all working so hard and we're in this business and a lot of us are go-getters. So we're like, okay, we hit the goal, on to the next, or we're not there yet. So it's like, you got to stop and celebrate yourself for everything that you're doing. And I want everyone to really be sure to do that, to not just be on to the next thing all the time. I mean, I am, and my mind is going to the next. And it's a great thing about having this with opportunity, but don't negate the hard work that you're putting in and the accomplishments that you've made along the way. So think about little things that you can do to treat yourself. It's important, you guys. I'm a huge, huge, huge fan of that. I talk to that even with my customers and my clients. Like, what are you doing to celebrate you and what you've accomplished, right? And like what you did, like a non-food reward, like that's important for all of us for life, like as we go. Because, you know, recognition is huge in this business. And I think it's huge that we recognize ourselves, because not everyone in your world is going to give you a pat on the back for being as amazing as you all are. So sometimes you need to give yourself a pat on the back, and you need permission to do that. So like, it's okay. And you should. All right, I will stop the recording.